Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of In Other Words with Danielle and Zara.
So this is a podcast where we talk about a wide variety of different subjects, from Cape Town hotspots to conspiracy theories.
Ooh.
So in other words, we talk about all the things. So, a fun story, calling our editor out here. This is take 2 of this episode.
I feel ungrateful.
Yeah.
Which is a bad mindset for this episode.
Because he didn't plug something in, and so we've just been talking into thin air. But it is a good lesson, because in difficult times we remember to be grateful.
Yes.
For everything.
That's what we're talking about today.
Exactly.
Gratitude.
Yes. So we asked y'all on the gram.
At In Other Words _podcast.
Yes,
Give
go
us a follow
right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are an old person, go get Instagram just to follow us.
There's actually no other reason.
Nope.
So.
Okay, so we asked y'all what you were grateful for. So do you want to read some of the responses?
Right. So one person said that they're grateful that they have a stable household and a father in heaven who loves me. Cute, cute, cute. And then the other person said, you're grateful for family, close friends, a supportive husband, a job I love, my kids, even when it's a lot. Understandable. Jesus, and a comfy bed. I love that. Comfy beds are so underrated, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Like, no one speaks enough about how good a bed is.
I love my bed.
It's so nice.
And I have a double bed.
That's lucky.
Right?
Very lucky.
Yo, and I didn't even want one. My mom's like, no, you should get one. And now I'm like,
how did you survive without one?
Yes.
I can't wait till I get one. But my room in Durbanville, where my family lives, is small, and my room in Stellenbosch, where I live, is
just put your bed in the lounge.
Oh, true. Easy. All right. And then we also asked why people think that gratitude is important.
Yes.
So one person said gratitude allows you to admire all that you have. Another response said gratitude is important as it makes you appreciate what you have rather than what you don't. And then another one said it keeps us grounded and sane.
Yes.
So what do you think? Why do you think gratitude is important?
Well, I very much understand that whole keeping you grounded, because I think
Absolutely.
it keeps us humble. You know, like I think, yes, we become very caught up in a lot of things, and just remembering everything that we have kind of brings us back to earth. And I think especially when you are struggling and there are difficult times, or even just in the daily frustrations, like I think when you become aware of just all that you have, it's a really important mind shift.
Yes.
And I also think then you live life less entitled, because you already have so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you?
Yeah, I think gratitude is important because it's way easier to, you know, just let the negative kind of overwhelm you. And to focus on the negatives. I don't know, it's just like humans are just more drawn to the negatives.
Yes. You mentioned in our first recording of this episode about the test example, which I thought was so relevant.
I know for me at least, and I think a lot of people feel this way.
Yes.
When I write a test and it can be going really well, and then I'll get to one question that I don't know, and then I will just be thinking the rest of the time, wow, this exam is going really badly, like I don't know how I'm going to do, all because I couldn't think of one question.
Answer. Yeah.
Or even like if it's more than that, if most of the test is good, I still end up focusing on what I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's just how we are sometimes, you know, we can have such a good life, and there's like one thing can go badly, and we think, wow, this all sucks.
Yes.
And I think focusing on what you're grateful for and what you do have is important, because, you know, then, like you said, it's a mind shift, and it can help you just put you back into reality and say like, oh wow, I actually do have a good life.
Yes. And I think especially for, I mean, anyone listening to this podcast, you're listening on a device, like even in that sense, you actually have so much. And I think, like, I've met so many incredible people and heard the stories of so many people who have so little and yet are so thankful and unbelievably happy. And it's just wild to me how I so often take so many things for granted.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So my advice is, yes, this is an episode where it's like, oh, obviously these are the things you're grateful for, but if you just need to save this or something so that when you are feeling down, you can come back, listen to this and be reminded of all the good, do that.
Indeed.
I will do that too.
Cool. So we're just going to talk a bit about what we're grateful for.
Yes.
So Zara, do you want to give it a go?
Yes.
Cool.
So my first one is quite obvious, but it is, I think, my relationship with the Lord, of course, but especially my Bible and prayer, just because, like, the fact that I can open up God's word and whenever I want to, like, and I can hear from him personally.
It's pretty cool.
It is very cool. And then the most incredible thing about prayer is that the Bible speaks about God bending down his ear to listen to us. And just the fact that prayer is so personal and so real. You know, you can come to the Lord at any point. You don't have to use special words. You don't have to be in a special place.
Or wearing any special clothes.
Exactly. And I mean, you can tell God anything. Like, you can be like, God, I'm so irritated today.
Exactly.
So, yeah, there's just, it's so beautiful. There's so much freedom in it. So
I find what's really great about the Bible, you know, about Christianity as a whole and being a Christian, is just that, for me at least, any time that I open my Bible and have a quiet time or just, you know, read a passage, it's almost always something that I need to hear. And like, it's, I don't know, it really feels like a schlep sometimes.
For real.
Like, I'm so tired right now. I don't feel like reading the Bible, but then I'll still go and read my other book that I'm reading for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, hello, I could have read my Bible.
Calling you out.
But yeah, it's like, I can almost always take something from it.
Yes. Even amidst
really
like
cool.
the difficulties.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't know, a while ago I was feeling stressed out about something academic, I actually can't remember, and you know, just focusing so much on that. And then I read a passage, I can't even remember what book it was, but it was in the New Testament. And they're basically just saying like the only thing that really matters in this world is, you know, is God, really. And I was like, okay, cool, like if all else fails, I still have God. So
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, so my first thing that I'm grateful for, and obviously, like, I'm also grateful for God and the Bible and all that, but I've said that already.
Yes.
So my family, and it's like obviously really cheesy, but I'm really grateful that I grew up in a stable home, you know, with both my parents, and just all in all, like, a very supportive household.
Can I just say something that's awful?
Yes.
Is that I think it's 34%, but statistically less than 34% of children in South Africa have fathers that are present.
Yes,
that's
shocking.
Like less than half.
It's literally shocking. It's really
of the
sad.
kids in this country have absentee fathers.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all, actually. But yeah, I'm grateful that, you know, it's always just been a very stable life for me.
Yeah.
And then also in terms of my external, what's it called?
Extended family?
Yes, extended family. I'm grateful that I got to grow up with, you know, my granny and grandpa around, and aunts and uncles around, and cousins, lots of cousins.
Yes.
Which is really nice. And I mean, I do have family all over the world that I don't get to see as often, but it's nice that I did have the option. And also that, you know, having family in other places in the world has given us the opportunity to go and visit them.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Like, for them to come visit us as well.
Yes.
Which is really nice. And that really, I feel, makes you appreciate them even more when you do actually see them.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm really grateful for that.
Yes. I think also for me, very, very much the people in my life. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm so blessed, and like I just think of like my mom just being a single parent.
Yeah, amazing.
And me growing up, like I never felt like anything was missing. Like, honestly, she was amazing. She was so hardworking, and yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful for her and for my brother,
so cute,
who is 5 and full of energy. The only complaint I have about you, Grayson, is your love of snakes.
Thank you.
I don't get it.
No,
but everything else about you and your sense of humor, I love you. And then, like, all of my friends, I just feel like I have friends who, like, are just from different, like, or are in different spaces, and like I kind of have a friend for everything, you know, like a friend who I can joke around with, and like we can have super personal conversations, or if I don't understand something, I can ask for their just wisdom.
Yes.
So I'm very, very thankful for that. And even like my family, I think of now you were speaking about your cousins, and like I didn't have a sibling growing up because my brother and I are 16 years apart. So like I had my cousins that like they were like your siblings. Yes. So I'm very, very thankful for the people in my life.
Amen to that. Also for me, thinking about friends, I'm really grateful for obviously all the friends that I have, but especially that most of my friendships are very like low maintenance in the sense that we don't need to see each other all the time. We don't need to talk all the time. We can be busy with our own lives, and then when we want to meet or when we can meet, then we do that. And like if I want to message someone, I can do that and they'll respond and we can have a nice talk. But there's no expectation of having to always check up on how they are or like vice versa, if you know what I mean.
It can be extremely taxing and draining. It can be quite
draining and often lead to an unhealthy relationship. People, like if you always need with each other. And I also find now that I'm living in Stellenbosch and a lot of people are having online classes, so they don't necessarily need to be on campus. I don't see a lot of my friends as often as I used to. So it's nice that I know that when I do see them, it'll still be the same as I have always seen them, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
And
then another one is also people, but just the staff that I work with at Devonport Baptist Church. Basil, Keith, Brett, Nolene, Carrie-Anne, Bridget, and Joe Nathan. Very, very thankful. I call him Joe Nathan. He also is a fairly regular listener. Shout out to you,
Joe Nathan.
But yeah, they are just like the most supportive people. We laugh together, we cry together, and it's just been like really, really special. And I know that that's not the case in most workplaces.
Definitely.
So I'm like soaking it up, and I'm just very, very thankful that I get to work in such a positive environment, and that when I show up late, they don't take me.
You're really exposing yourself to any future employers, hey?
I will be on time, guys.
It's okay.
Because I'll be scared of y'all.
I think also on that note, I'm very grateful that I'm studying something that I love. And I often just see people who are just studying something for the sake of it. Because they think, oh, it'll make me money one day, or because their parents were like, oh, you should study this degree. And I'm just really happy that what I chose, when I chose BA Humanities in Matric, without knowing if I actually really wanted to do it, that it turned out well for me and that I loved it. And now I love my honors and I want to do my masters. I'm just grateful that I've had that experience. And, honestly, like we genuinely have amazing lecturers, and I like every single person in my class. So that's pretty cool as well. And I just know a lot of people don't have that. And I'm very happy that I do have that.
And then again, people, I'm sorry, I'm almost done with people. And there are a lot of people that I won't mention by name, but I love you very much. It's just the girls I mentor. So
they're lovely.
Autumn, Taryn, Bridget, Caitlin, and Lydia. They are some of the most incredible people in the world. And I think what I'm so grateful for is just their willingness to be like vulnerable with me and give me the space to kind of help them and push them closer to the Lord. But then like I feel like I've learned so much from them. I feel like they've taught me more than I've taught them.
That does happen often.
So I'm like just so grateful for them. I'm grateful for my mentor, Carrie-Anne. Mentorship is also just like a very beautiful thing, and we should always have a teachable spirit.
Very true. Very true. The next thing I'm grateful for is this podcast.
Even me.
I don't know, I just often think back to when I suggested, like just randomly, it was like, oh, we should start a podcast.
And I was like, yes, we should.
And then it just happened. We just did it.
And
I'm just really happy that it's turned out like that. And it's honestly been like a very easy experience. Like difficult at times. We've had our challenges, but honestly it's been like so not stressful and just ultimately positive, and we're always learning things and always having great conversations. And even like just thinking about all the people that listen who like we're not necessarily like good friends with everyone who listens, but just the fact that people find us interesting and that we can even inspire like other conversations. It's really cool.
I know it really is. Like I'm very grateful to have this platform, and also I think we've just been really pushed to learn a lot. We decide that we want to do a topic and we recognize that we're not experts, but it's important that we put in the work and like make sure we've thought things through. And yeah, I just feel like I've learned a lot.
And I feel like
it's been nice to hear other people's opinions as well. And we also have had moments where we've had to learn to deal with conflict too.
It is what it is.
Which is good. You know,
and
we
like
need that.
Everything works out anyway. And I feel like what's also really nice about it is that we've kind of had to like almost justify like our own beliefs to ourselves and think about our own beliefs.
About why do I actually believe what I believe?
You know, because people are going to ask like, oh, why did you say that? Or do you really think that?
Yes.
And you have to think, well, do I?
Yeah.
Why do I think that?
Yes.
And that's always a good thing. You should always think about why you believe what you believe.
Yes. So it's been very cool. And
Indeed.
I get to see you regularly.
Yes, that is obviously the biggest plus. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then my next one is music. I honestly can't imagine life without music.
I can't imagine. There we are. Ben's flat.
Ben, where would I be?
Where would you be actually?
Where would I be? I don't know. I feel like it is one of the most beautiful things in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
It is incredible. People are like amazed by like physics and science and stuff, but people who understand music, that for me is like
crazy.
How? And honestly, it is just the most beautiful thing. Music it's meant a lot to me. Like, and I love that there's music for everything. There's music to worship. There's music to dance. There's music to sing along. There's music solidly just to cry to. And yeah, I'm just very grateful. Like I honestly, No,
I know. We both are very musical people, and that's like one of the reasons why we even have such a good friendship.
Yes.
You know, which is pretty cool. So that's also one of my things that I put down, music. But I'm just really grateful that music is so accessible these days.
Yes, you don't have to go and buy an album if you want to listen to like 2 songs off
exactly.
of it.
So like, having Spotify or Apple Music or
sponsor us.
Yes.
Well, we are on their platforms for this podcast, but like sponsor us anyway.
Come on, quickly. Which is really cool. And I just think, once again, there's music for everyone as well.
Yes.
And it's just really cool.
I agree.
And I love driving to music.
Yes.
I just love it.
Yes. It makes driving something I can deal with because I don't enjoy driving.
Indeed. It makes life enjoyable.
I agree.
Cool. Next one. He just walked in now, but I am grateful for Devon. My BF.
Your BF.
Yes. I feel like I'm not really much of a PDA kind of person, but obviously I'm grateful for his presence in my life, and I'm going to stop it there because it's none of your business.
Wow. All right. For me, this is going to sound so dodge. Water.
Yes.
But
we've been in a drought, guys. It's not nice.
Yes, but like in various forms. Like two of my favorite things is I think the ocean is the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah.
And on a misty day, I just want to go sit on the beach by myself and watch the waves.
It's so nice.
I think it's the most beautiful thing. And then when I'm inside, rain. The sound of rain, how rain looks, how it smells. Like, so beautiful. I'm like, wow, Lord.
But
you
even
did well.
Like thinking about having running water or having a geyser where we can have hot water. Really cool. Most of the people in the world do not have that. So
access to water, what a basic
No, I know. Like you kind of need it to survive. Like just a little bit. But I also love water. I love the sea. I'm very much a water baby. I've always been.
You're a mermaid.
Also really grateful that I've grown up with a pool.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what I would do without that.
No, same.
Anyway, I am very grateful for books.
Oh, that was my next one as well.
Because I've always been quite a big reader. Like I remember, I think only in grade 1 I actually started to read proper books. Before that, kind of reading.
I love how you say only in grade 1, but that's when people are taught to read.
True.
You're a little overachiever.
Yeah, but like I started to read Enid Blyton books and all that. I loved Enid Blyton.
Roald Dahl.
Yes. And now I feel like reading can sometimes feel like a chore.
Yes.
Which is so silly, but there are so many good books around. And once again, whenever someone says they don't like reading, for me, I just think they haven't found the right book.
Found the right book.
Yeah.
Courtney and Clyde.
I don't think they listen to us.
I don't care. I'll make them.
I'm calling them out.
Yes.
But yeah, like, it's incredible that there are so many different kinds of books.
Yes.
And the fact that so many people can just build these worlds.
Yes.
Or, even just write about their own lives. And
Yes.
it can be entertaining, it can be educational, or just incredibly sad.
Impactful.
Like, there's
Yes.
there's so much that a book can do.
Yes.
And I think that's incredible.
Yes. I think also, and again, like, I've really struggled to read this last year. It's just been a weird, like, schlep. I've very recently, like, I read a book, like, I started on Saturday and I finished it Monday.
Yes.
And then I started a book 2 days ago.
What are you reading now?
I'm reading Unstoppable by Christine Kane.
Nice.
We'll talk about it in book recommends.
Cool.
But yeah, I think what is so cool about reading is it like stimulates you intellectually, almost in a way that, like, television can't. Just in the sense of, like, it's building your vocab, so yeah, it's quite cool.
I think a lot of people think that you only need to read non-fiction books for it to be educational.
No.
But if you want to, like, okay, if you like me and you're studying something that requires a lot of essay writing or assignments, read. Literally just read. You don't have to read.
Exactly.
You don't even have to read things that are related to your field of research, but just to improve your vocabulary. And I feel like you might listen to me and think that I sound really dumb, but I sound really smart on paper.
You do.
Like, I know words.
Yes.
And it's all because I read.
We just say like all the time.
That's okay, though.
But not in essays.
No
You
way.
will not see the word like in an essay.
You won't.
Okay. Should I go?
Yes, you go.
Okay. You go. That's your dog's name.
You go.
Clothing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That keeps me warm and covered. And also...
Modest queen.
That is me. Also, it's interesting how sometimes when you feel good on the outside, you feel good on the inside.
Yeah.
And again, this is just a thing, but I don't wear matching underwear a lot of the time. But when I do, I feel like I can take on the world. So it's just cool that, like, something material can, like, in the least materialistic way, like, still, like, give you some sort of confidence.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
yes.
And I think just on that note, I also wrote down, I'm really, really grateful for secondhand thrift accounts.
Come on, somebody.
Because, oh my word, if you've ever been to, like, a proper thrift shop, they are so overwhelming. And most of the time, you don't find something that you actually like.
No, and it's overpriced actually because it's labeled vintage. So
no, I know.
Yeah.
So just the fact that there are people who go out and they do all the hard work and they put all that lovely stuff on Instagram and you can just buy it.
Yes,
it's so nice.
I
Thank
agree.
you for doing that, people.
Something else can I mention? It just pops into my mind. We had this conversation. I'm not going to get too much into it, but blue collar workers in this world. People believe that if you don't get a degree or you're not in, like, the corporate world, then you're somehow less than.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Because I think you can find a lot of joy in just, like, working with your hands and doing.
Absolutely.
And, like, we would not be able to function as a society without the people that do the so-called dirty work.
There would be no white collar work without blue collar work.
Exactly.
Like,
so
literally.
shout out to the workforce.
The work folk.
The work folk. Yes, that was a side note.
Indeed. Okay, cool. I'm very grateful for movies and series.
Oh.
I love movies, guys.
I'm
No, you just haven't found the right movies, Laura.
No, I do like movies. I just prefer series.
Yeah, I've always loved movies. I grew up watching them, and I don't know. There's just something beautiful about that kind of entertainment.
Yes.
And I don't take much to be entertained. Actually, like, I don't need to be watching, like, these freaking deep movies with amazing meanings to be entertained.
Yes.
No, it like.
But you can watch that, and then you can watch The Office on repeat.
Exactly. Although some jokes on The Office, I'm like, and then you have to think about it. Sometimes you have to think about it.
Yes.
And I'm also, once again, really grateful for how accessible those things are. You think about being able to have Netflix or Showmax or
All
Prime
the places.
Video.
Sponsor us.
If
Everyone.
if you in the right place, you can get Disney Plus as well. Apparently,
Yes.
Disney Plus is coming.
I think
to South
December or
Africa
something.
sometime soon, or next year.
I don't know.
Anyway, sometime soon.
Yes.
And it's really cool. They've got great series and great movies.
Yes. And I get that there's like binging and all these things can be very bad for you, but I'm really an appreciator of art. So like some people love sport. I don't really tend to that.
I don't care.
But like I'm interested, like I will listen to podcasts where it speaks about how something was filmed, why it was filmed that way.
I love watching YouTube videos
Someone
about
who
that.
does the lighting. Like I find like the amount of, it takes a village and it's just, for me, it's just incredible. Like people's art is like incredible for me.
Absolutely. And you always get people who talk down upon people who go into the arts, and this could be, social sciences or anything that kind of related, or even, going into music or going into visual art, anything like that. Oftentimes people are made fun of for doing that.
Yes.
Because it's not seen as something that you can...
A proper career.
Yeah, you can't... It's a lot harder to make a lot of money out of it.
Yes.
But, you just think about how art is behind so many things. If you're making a website, for example, like you need a graphic designer or someone to make it look nice. If you're someone who likes to watch movies, like these people, they're part of the arts. You know what I'm
Someone
saying?
is making them.
So like you got to appreciate these things because it's literally for us to be entertained by.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Food in general, and just the fact that I don't think I've ever gone hungry.
Yeah.
Ever.
If you have, it's by choice because of fasting.
Yes. Growing closer to the Lord. Chocolate and basil pesto. I won't go on too much, but puts me on a good high.
Yes. Also, on that note, I am very grateful, first of all, to live in South Africa, to live in Cape Town. I do love it here. We have so many problems, but as does everywhere else in the world.
How the heck do you drive from the beach to a wine farm in 20 minutes anywhere else in the world?
Yeah. And I just want to say, like, I have been to a few places overseas, and the fact that we can get incredible wine tastings, for example, and incredible restaurants for such a good price, it's like unheard of in other countries. It's so expensive, and like especially in somewhere like America, for example, it's really expensive. And I know in France, if you think of, I think it's Bordeaux, like they're very well known for their wines.
Yes.
But you can't just go to them and get a wine tasting. It's like a whole thing. But here it's like
Norway.
It's so expensive.
What is up with your prices, yo?
Yeah. So like I'm just really grateful that like Cape Town has such a great food culture.
Yes.
There are so many amazing restaurants that you can go to and not like, I don't know.
We'll never run out of places to go.
Yeah, literally. And like even in Stellenbosch, I've been there now for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
And there are so many places that I haven't been to yet. And every single place is so good.
Small little town. So
exactly. It's teeny tiny.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very grateful for that because I am a big foodie. I love it. I love food.
You do.
And I love wine.
Okay. Then Alex, my doggy, and dogs in general. I've spoken about this so often, but like I love her. She's crazy and she's so lovable. And what I love is that I can spend time with her and she is very chilled. I don't have to talk to her. I can be mean to her for a second and she'll love me 3 seconds later. She honestly has my heart.
She's beautiful. I'm also very grateful for my dogs, Hugo and Peggy. We got Peggy this year in April and she is so cute. And Hugo is so cute.
For real.
Dogs are just great. Actually,
I agree.
Like I don't think you really need to elaborate much on that.
No,
dogs are great.
I agree.
Another thing that I wanted to say, it's also food related, but being vegetarian, I am so grateful that it's becoming more normal now.
Because you have options.
You have so many options. Almost every single restaurant that you go to, there are a few vegetarian options.
Which was never the case.
It was not
just
a
like
thing.
5 years ago.
It was not a thing. Like I used to go to restaurants and have to order like side dishes as my food, which obviously like I'm not complaining about that because a lot of side dishes are really great, but it's nice now that I can go and these places will have like really nice meat alternatives, which was just not a thing. And also I'm not vegan, but I do enjoy vegan food as well, obviously. And also now that that's become more normal, like there are so many incredible places, and even in Cape Town, even in Stellenbosch, there are so many cool places. Like in Cape Town, for example, you have Grumpy and Runt, and they make the most incredible vegan donuts. And like
Sponsor us.
You wouldn't know. Sorry.
I'm really joking.
You're on a roll. But yeah, they make incredible vegan donuts, and you wouldn't guess that they were vegan. And yeah, it's just really cool that it's becoming more normal and more accessible to more people.
Love it.
Indeed.
And then another thing which is basic, and we've spoken about like the geyser and everything, but just the home that I live in. And I've spoken about how much I love the rain, but I love the rain because I don't need to be outside in the rain. So for real, just my home.
Yeah, having shelter is such a basic need, and the fact that so many people don't have is crazy hectic.
Yeah.
Anyway, this might sound silly, but I am very grateful that I found the menstrual cup.
We are going to do an
like,
episode.
yes.
Let's not go like too deep,
Yeah,
but
but basically it's like very life-changing for me. And like a lot of people obviously have struggled to use it, but I'm just happy that I found it and I like it. You know?
I like
That's
that.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Then sunsets and clouds.
Amen.
Like,
I'm so
just
grateful.
Another dream. Another dream. How is that not like a natural phenomena?
I know. It's
Like, it happens
literally
every
crazy.
single day.
Yeah.
And it's fuel. I could stare at clouds for hours and
you
be
just-
so content.
When you just think about so many things in nature, and you know, like nature is so taken for granted, right? But like,
Right.
it's so incredible how everything just works together.
And that's like, again, that's such a thing that reminds me
of God.
of God. Just
Yeah.
because everything works.
Everything just works. And you know, even just thinking about humans in general, you know, we were speaking about it the other day, like, you know, the fact that I can say to my hands, and like I don't even have to like say it to my hands, like, oh, I'm going to pick this cup up right now, and I will just do it. And I don't even have to like actively think about it, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it just does it, and I'm like, cool, thank you, body, for keeping me alive without
Yes.
my having to think about it, because
Yes.
I would not be able to do it.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Yes.
I think, okay, I'm very grateful that I have survived COVID. We're both COVID survivors.
Yes.
But also that my family has been relatively unaffected by it.
Yeah.
Many people are not lucky enough to say that.
Dude, we've literally just been having funerals at the church left, right, and center.
It's crazy, and like my heart really goes out to everyone. But yeah, I'm very grateful that we've been all right, and like I really don't want to sound shallow or
No,
selfish by saying that.
That's not
but
shallow
yeah.
at all. That's something to be thankful for.
Yeah.
And also, on that note, there was something. Oh, health-wise, I am so thankful that I am on drugs that make me not psychotic.
I love that for you.
Like,
Everyone needs that.
guys, you can go listen to our mental health podcast.
Yes.
Because I spoke about how I was diagnosed with bipolar, and having that diagnosis and finding the right meds as soon as I did.
It's amazing.
Praise the Lord, for real.
Amen to that.
So
medication. I don't know, like people hate a lot on doctors.
Epidural.
Yes, I know. Oh my gosh. The fact that that exists is incredible.
C-sections if need be.
I know.
Wow.
The fact, you know, people hate on doctors and hospitals and big pharma a lot, but I'm like, so many people are being kept alive.
Yes.
I would have died
Diabetes,
years ago
all of these things.
if I didn't have a doctor. I'm very grateful for all of that.
I agree.
Cool. Next one. I'm very, very happy and grateful that I got to spend this year in such a nice flat in Stellenbosch.
Yes,
and
you
also,
have a lovely place.
Like we were really, really lucky to get it because it's not a typical student accommodation.
Yes.
And we also got it for cheaper than what they were asking for.
Yes.
And it just came with so many great appliances. And also on that note, just, you know, being able to stay with my cousin was really nice.
Yes,
because
you guys coexist very well together.
Yeah, we do. And we eat a lot of the same food. So we like were able to have supper together. And I love that.
Yes.
Eating alone is so lonely.
Aww.
I had to do that in res.
Aww. We
Anyway.
got 2-minute noodles.
Yes.
Okay, I have 3 more things.
Cool.
Showers.
Yes, amen
Go
to that.
listen to our episode Stress. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Because we spoke about the importance of showers there.
It's great.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you have...
I think I have one more.
All right. Yellow.
Yellow.
The color.
Mhm.
It is bright. It is wonderful.
So
Not
pretty.
highlighter yellow, like mustardy yellow.
Mm.
It just brings me such great joy
Mhm.
when I see yellow.
My last one, I think, I think it's my last one.
I have 2 more. Sorry, my brain.
Okay, well,
Do
you say
yours.
one more and then I'll say mine and then you say yours.
Okay. Okay. Just this is gonna sound so. I'm not bragging. It's not a
Okay.
brag, but just the fact that like I can sing / hold a tune,
Right?
because like for me to love music as much as I do,
You want to
if
be
I
able to sing
couldn't
it.
sing the music,
Mm.
I'd be so sad.
So sad. I don't know, having grown up being able to sing, the fact that people can't, like if I go like, huh, to you can sing the same. Yeah. And some people literally don't know how to match a note.
Yes,
I'm
and
like,
that's just
how,
naturally like
yeah,
some people
like
aren't.
I literally grew up doing that, so the fact that some people can't, I'm like, shame. That kind of
Yeah.
sucks. But also everyone has their own strengths.
This
so,
is true. I can't
Yeah.
physically.
And
Shame.
also, you know, I didn't even mention, but being able to play piano is really cool.
Wow.
And
You did work your butt off.
I did
though.
work my butt off, and I'm
But
very,
it is.
very happy that I can do that. And even having the ability to read music,
Right.
you know, because like it's one thing to be able
Not
to.
that I remember how to, but
You
it
will.
was a good few years ago.
Yeah, but like, you know, a lot of people sing or play guitar or whatever, but they don't actually know how to read music, and like it's
Yes.
actually such a cool skill because it's like another language for me.
It's
you know,
like another
literally
language.
You know, I can just look at something and I know what it's supposed to sound like,
Yes.
which is really cool.
Tis.
Anyway, my last one is workouts on YouTube. Like
That it's
actually
free.
so cool. Yeah, it's for
But
free.
they're good ones for free.
And you get incredible workouts. I mean, I think of my two favorite accounts are Caroline Girvin and Sydney Cummings.
Yes.
And they both focus so much on strength rather than aesthetics. And that's what I really, really
Yes.
value, because I feel like, you know, you get so many fitness YouTubers who are always saying, work out to get a smaller waist or work out
Yes.
to slim your thighs. And like, okay, cool. Like it's one, like I really don't judge if you have aesthetic goals, but for so many people, it's just such an unhealthy way to look at working out.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm just really grateful that we can get such good quality workouts for free.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Yes. And then my last one, I'm about to step into my preacher's pulpit. So I've spoken about the law, but just the fact that like Jesus died on the cross for me, that I've been welcomed into the Lord's presence, that like I know that everything here is temporary, and when times suck, I know
Indeed.
that God is in control.
Amen.
And for you listening, please just know, whomever you are, you were created in God's image and He loves you.
He does.
He loves you.
Mm-hmm.
He loves you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot.
You got this. We'll be fine.
Exactly.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's all for this episode.
Yes.
We hope that you enjoyed and that you're feeling so grateful right now.
So grateful.
Go make a list of things that you're grateful for. And
Yes.
it doesn't need to be deep. I mean, we had
No.
things like
The
pesto
shower.
and and water. But everything is important. You know, if it
Yes.
makes you feel good, then it's important.
Yes, and embrace the little things.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we love you so much. And
do.
the first thing you can put on your list is this podcast with Danielle's beautiful, soothing voice.
Yes. Anyway, goodbye.
Cool.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.